Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Today I'm going to show you how to make a very delicious pumpkin pie from scratch. That means I'm going to be using a fresh pumpkin to make the puree. So I'm going to be using a small pumpkin. It is enough for one pie. The pumpkin is about 2 to 3 pounds. I've already washed it, so I'm just going to cut it open so that I can scoop out the seeds. So if this is your first time on my channel or you're a returning viewer and you are not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel by clicking on the subscribe button and on the notification bell so that you can get an alert whenever I post a video. Like and share the video. Thank you and God bless you. Let me also use this time to send a very special shout out to all those that have subscribed. You guys are the best. I love you. Thank you and God bless you. In case you don't know it, the seeds are not a waste. You can rinse off the pulp, then toast the seeds and snack on them. They are very nutritious. Someone even told me that when she came to America a long time ago, she's a Nigerian, she said that when they couldn't find egusi seeds, they used the pumpkin seeds to make the egusi soup. So I'm gonna place the pumpkin on a lined baking sheet with the cut side facing down. The oven is already set to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, which is also the same as 180 degrees Celsius. So I'm gonna roast it for about 35 to 50 minutes or until it is soft. 35 minutes later, it is ready. I'm just gonna set it aside to let it cool so that it will be very easy for me to handle. I have also noticed that the rind comes off easily when the pumpkin is still very hot. So you can peel it right away when it is still very hot, or you can set it aside to cool so that it will be very easy for you to handle it. Whenever I make pumpkin pie, it reminds me of sweet potato pie because they are very similar in so many ways. So I'm gonna first mash it with a potato masher. You could blend it with a blender or a food processor. But if you are using the regular blender or a food processor, you don't need to mash it first. After it is fully mashed, I'm gonna puree it with a hand blender. If you are wondering why mash it if you know you're gonna blend it, well, this is a different kind of blender, so mashing it gives it a head start. So I'm gonna blend it until it forms a very smooth puree. Like I told you earlier, whenever I make pumpkin pie, it reminds me of sweet potato pie. Guess what? I have sweet potato pie recipe. In fact, 2 of them. I'm gonna leave the links in the description box. You can check them out later. I also have meat pie recipe and recipe for pie crust. All of them are gonna be in the description box. So I am finally done. The puree looks very nice and smooth. So let's prepare the other ingredients. Instead of condensed milk, I'm gonna be using a can of evaporated milk. It is very important to shake it before use. It is actually written on the can. So I'm gonna pour the milk into a measuring cup. You could use a bowl. Then I'm gonna add 2 eggs. The eggs should be at room temperature. So I'm just gonna get a whisk and whisk everything to combine. After it is properly mixed, I'm gonna squeeze in the juice of half of a lemon. If you have never added lemon juice to your pumpkin pie before, the next time when you make it, add it and you're gonna notice the difference. After stirring everything to combine, it is time to prep the dry ingredients. I'm using half a cup of white sugar, half a cup of brown sugar, half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of nutmeg, half a teaspoon of ground ginger, a teaspoon of cinnamon, and 1/8 teaspoon of cloves. So I'm just gonna mix everything to combine. So in case you don't know it, cinnamon does not dissolve in any form of liquid, no matter how much you stir it. So the best way to avoid such problem is to mix all the dry ingredients together, so that when you add the dry ingredients to the wet ingredients, you're not going to notice the cinnamon. So add the dry ingredients to the puree and mix together. After everything is mixed together nicely, then I'm gonna add the liquid, that is the egg, the milk, and the lemon juice. I'm gonna mix it until everything is properly combined. So when making pumpkin pie, most people prefer to use pre-baked pie crust, also known as blind baked pie crust. The pie crust should be partially baked because the pie will finish baking with the pumpkin filling. The importance of pre-baking the pie crust is to ensure that the crust is not soggy but remain flaky when it is done. I have a video on how to make blind baked pie crust. I'm gonna leave the link in the description box. You can check it out later. So everything is well combined. So I'm gonna pour the mixture into my pre-baked pie crust. After roasting the pumpkin, I increased the temperature to 375 degrees Fahrenheit, which is also the same as 190 degrees Celsius. So I'm gonna bake the pie in the oven for about 45 to 50 minutes. It is very important to place your pie on a sheet in case it boils over. It's not gonna leave a mess in your oven. Because the pie is already pre-baked and it's gonna bake for a longer time, I'm gonna place a tent over the edges so that the edges don't burn. So I'm gonna put it in the oven to bake for about 50 minutes. After 50 minutes, I'm gonna turn off the oven and let the pie stay in the oven until it cools down. The residual heat is gonna continue to bake the pie, especially the middle part that is not yet solid. And when it cools, it's gonna be solid all through. So as you can see, I told you when it cools down, it's gonna be solid. Look at it, it is solid. There are no cracks anywhere. Perfect pumpkin pie. And if you want to check to see if it is done, insert a knife. It's gonna come out almost clean. It is done, don't worry. This pumpkin pie is so delicious, smooth, rich, and when you make it for your friends and family, they are gonna enjoy it. So whenever you want to make a pumpkin pie, why don't you give this recipe a try? I promise you, you're not gonna be disappointed. Instead, you're gonna enjoy it. So thank you guys for watching. Till I see you next time. Stay safe, stay blessed. I love you. Bye.